Welcome back, folks. This is lesson 66, and today I thought we'd try sort of a nice evening sky and a couple of boats. As you can see, the couple of boats. These are boats which are sort of not in use. There's canopy on there, They've left them for the night and all that. And it's an evening. It's nice. It's a nice evening, and these are just left to do their own thing. Yeah. So there's some headland there and some headland across here like that, and then we'll have a nice sky, I think, on this one. So the colours I've got on top, there's raw sienna, alizarin crimson, and French ultramarine plus burnt umber as a mix. Right, let's get cracking. Now this is bigger than I've been using recently because I've been doing some sky lessons and I had a smaller piece of paper. So bear with me, it's going to take a bit longer and they'll probably use the bigger brushes. Right, first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to whitewash the top, well not whitewash, I'm going to wet all the piece of paper. It is good paper this is the Saunders Waterford rough, £200 rough. In fact it might be 300 looking at this, it looks quite thick. You can do all sorts with this, you can lay bricks with it, it's fantastic. It'll stand any amount of work on it. So I just want to get something nice and even on this, just to that seems a nice even flow on that. Right, let's have a touch of colour on this. I think I'll start at the top with some let's see what we've got here. We'll put some, this is the ultramarine and burnt umber. Just get a bit of touch of sky on that there. Just a touch. I might get a touch in the bottom here as well. Down here. Then I want to put this glow of the raw sienna into this. I'll go over the boats, because we'll sort it out in a minute. Oh, I do a lot, like painting the kitchen. This is, although I don't know why I do that, because Carol does most of that, my wife. But I just like doing that. And then I think what we'll put in now, we'll put some of our lovely pinky alizarin crimson in, shall we? I love the way it blends and it sorts itself out, it does. A bit more alizarin in there. I mean raw sienna into there. Bring this sky down. Because what's in the sky you're going to get in the water as well, aren't you? So don't be bothered about that. It's a sky painting this, so the more time you spend on the sky, the better your painting is going to be, isn't it? Let's put a bit more of this stuff up the top here, get a bit darker. I say it's so forgiving, this paper, because it gives me time, and sometimes you need time to just sort itself out and make it a bit time to do changes, if you like. Flicker, that's alizarin crimson, just dip it in there, across there, and levelling off. Get some of this across here. get some of this colour from up the top there, across there. I like this later on. It's a beautiful colour. I think I'll put some French ultramarine in that as well, just to. Might be making a mistake here, but we'll see. It just looked like an idea just to slip some of that into here. There are wispy clouds, and what I want to do is sometimes you can see the night coming across here like that. So at this side, when it dries a bit, I'll start putting some of that in here. Bit more of that in there, up the top. And what I always tell my students is don't overwork the thing. If you do, you'll beat it to death, you will, and you don't want to do that. And I'm trying to avoid that, because sometimes you can fall into that trap yourself. I'm just trying to get the effect I want. I want that dark evening sky coming across and reproduce it down at the bottom here as well. Should be alright for that now. Well, let's just perhaps do a touch of this sienna in there. Just across there. Just across there. Come on to that. I'll leave the big brush down and let's have a go with this one. Touch that red in there now. Now I'll take that out of the boat there. This is a dark boat, that's a light boat, so I'll keep that one light. And we'll say that's the sky nearly done. It's done if you like. There's one or two dodgy bits on the paper there, and we have to sort of work them into the distant headland or something. We'll make that headland higher so it includes them bits there. I don't know where the paper's come from, but it's not the best piece of paper I've got. I've got a bit of cauliflowers there, but we'll sort it out. Don't worry about it. Now I want some headland here. And we'll put the distant one in first, but to include those. And they tend to utilise the same colours as we've got. We've got some French ultra and burnt umber. That will make that headland there, and I'll have to increase that headland because I want to put those spots into it. Yes, you can get that. That's got that. Nothing much. Just a bit of headland there. Still got them funny bits in, don't know what they are. I might have to sculpture that a little bit. Not to worry. Right, we'll do this side now, and I want this a bit stronger because it's closer to us this side. So I'm mixing a little bit more alizarin crimson, not alizarin, a bit burnt umber and French ultramarine. And let's put this a bit closer. See what the right strength. Bring this in about here. Better. So these can be bushes and all sorts, you know. It's just a headland, which is this one's closer than the last one. Leave a gap for them to get out, won't you? Bring it down here a bit like that. I'll try and lift that bit out. I've gone too far with that. One of them days, I think, things are going wrong. But if you never see anything going wrong, well, I don't know if I've never got it wrong yet, because I get it wrong often. But what I want to do with you, instead of sort of stopping the video and playing again and starting again, I'd sooner share it with you and show you the ways I try to get out of it. It's as simple as that. Now the light's coming from here, so if I can perhaps just put a bit of dark on there to incorporate that dodgy bit of paper there. That might well just help me to do it. Just a touch, if I can do it. Yeah. So I put that bit of detail in there just to try and hide these dodgy bits, that's all. This piece of paper. And this paper's not cheap. And as a Yorkshireman, I'm not going to waste it, am I? Anyway, we're okay there. We're doing our bit. And I think I'll just get these bolts in. Now that'll get things moving a bit. Now these bolts, the first bolt here, it's a white bolt, but of course it's picking up the colours from round it. So I'll just put the detail in this and see where we're going. So we've got white and we've got a dark base on it. So I'll put a dark base on there. I'll do a bit of this Payne's grey on that. That's actually a useful colour. I use it now and again. So let's see if that will help me. Just to this base of the comes down to there. And we've got a line at the top here like this. Up there. Try and put a bit. Be careful. And on the top here, there's this will be quite dark in here because it's against the light. So I'm not going to put a Payne's grey in that one. I want to darken this Payne's grey is a little bit flat and dead, so we've got to be careful how we use this. So we don't want to kill everything off. I think what I'll do, I'll have a bit more of this ultramarine and burnt umber in there. Let's see if we can get a nice dark with that. Perhaps it's alizarin, that's the other colour we've been using, isn't it? See if we get a nice dark on that. And we can do this boat here. Being careful, the sun has just come out. I don't want it to burn it out again. I'm watching it. Comes curling down there. So it's quite dark, this. In fact, what I want to do is make this side slightly darker than the other, if I can. So what might be an idea, if I lift a bit of the colour out on this one here, this side, and if I can do it or not, let's see. Yeah, that's the best way of doing it. Lift out the colour on the side that's more catching the light. Keep dipping clean water and just keep taking the brush over it. Leave that dark. Right, that's the base of that. Now I want to put this canopies on here. This is a bluey canopy, so I'll put a blue canopy on there, and that'll be, let's say, have some cobalt blue, shall we? That'd be nice. A touch of cobalt blue on the canopy. Now, before I do anything else, I'm just going to take that sunshine out. I think I've done it. Right, sorted that out. Right, let's see what we're doing this canopy, aren't we? On this one. That's a bit too nice, that. I'll have to put some dark on that, to put a bit of burnt umber in it to take the heat out of it. It's too pretty. Much too pretty. That's better. And of course they drape it over things like this. Going into falls and all sorts of things like that. And of course the front of it's like that as well, down here. Be a touch lighter this side. That's okay. I think before I move on from this, I'd better put some reflections in the water, or we'll get lost again, won't we? Let's just. I'll expect some reflections in here. I might try and take some of that colour out of there, out of the water there, where the reflection is. This is clean water again. Let's take a bit of this colour out of here. Lift it out. reflection in that one. This one's a much darker one, of course, isn't it? This reflection here, so this is going to be quite juicy dark here, but I don't want to make it too mirror-like. Just a sort of a suggestion. Don't forget the water dripping. Bend that in a bit darker there. So I don't want to do it too much. I want to pick up some of the ripples as well. And they pick up the canopy as well, about here. Just trying to give it a bit of reflection in the water there. I might have to restate that, this little bit here that's and there, and down the bottom here. Right, I'll paint the canopy on this one. Similar material. They're not very adventurous, these people that make these things. Tumbling down like that. Bit of something sticking up just there, wherever it is. Right, this side, it make it slightly darker if we can, just to, which is away from the sun. Well, whatever sun's left, but away from the light, I should say. That's it. And of course we'll probably get a touch of this reflected in the water here, won't we? That's it, don't overdo it. Right, there's two masts there as well, they've got to go in as well. But before I put them in, there's a bit of a, I'll use a rigger for this, see if I can get that, like a rail on the side, so I better put this rail in or it'll fall off. I need to just slip it in, this rail. And this one across the top. Try and be careful in here. And of course, what you're also going to do, you're going to catch some of this rail in the water, aren't you? without going mad, you know. I don't want. That'll just indicate it for you. Now these masts, probably the best way to put them in is paint them in, perhaps. Before I do that, though, I want to sort out this water. Let's get that in first, and then I can sort the mass out as we go along. Makes a bit more colour. We're going to get some of these darks in here now. It's dry now, so we're going to get some darks, so we're going to get some pinks as well. Let's see what we can get in this here. Might be a bit strong, that. A little bit strong. Let's have some of this dark in the bottom here. Keep it going. That glow. Makes a bit more like French ultra and the burnt umber. I want to bring the bottom of this water towards me. A bit of colour in that background there. a little bit. Let that dry for a bit now. Oh, I don't know, the skies. That should be, I want to put some kind of cloud, the dark evening clouds in that that seem to come across as. I'll want to mix a bit of colour for that. I'll put some put a bit of alizarin crimson in that mix I've just made of the ultramarine and burnt umber, and that should give me sort of a pinky colour. A bit more of that. I don't want the sky to come across like the evening sky as it comes across, as though it's just going dark. You know, it's like the light fingers of evening. It's not quite dark yet, but it's getting there. And these are the kind of colours that you seem to get. A bit more on top there. Another layer up here. Take it down over the bushes there. I want to darken that sky a little bit there to match it up, but we'll see. I'll put a bit more dark in here. The fingers of night, that's what they are. Just to close the shop for the night. But I'll take that up there. Let's do a full job on it, shall we? Nice brush, this number 20. You do all sorts with it. Bit of red down there, alizarin I should say, red. Let's get some of this colour down here as well. I think we'll just straighten that edge up a little bit. Now when it's dry, I'll put those masts in. the next job. Right, let's put some of this definition back in on this this canopy. We've lost it there somehow. A bit darkened. Down there it went, across here, down here. Twiddly bits there. Something's sticking up a bit there, I don't know what it is. Just felt like sticking something up. This one seems alright, but it's a bit dark down here. Just to sort of strengthen that a little bit. One or two darks in. Smarten that line up a bit. Comes down here, doesn't it? Right, next job I've got to do the masts now. That looks a bit tricky, that. I might do it with the, what if we do it with the chisel brush? That might be a better idea. Tattle them like that. I've got to think about Carl's credit card, but might be alright, that might do it. Yeah, probably that. I'll do it with the credit card. That's it works quite well. Actually. Mix a bit of colour. This is I'm using the same colour. I'm using the French ultramarine and some burnt umber into it. I want to get it a dark, you see. You can do it dark without black, you see. You can get a nice juicy colour. And if I put a touch of alizarin in there, that'll all the colours are harmonious in the painting, won't it? So we'll see how we go with that. Right, it's a trusty card. I don't know what this one is. It's Santander, this one. I usually cut them up, you know, so that they're not used at all. Slips up on this one. Get this one in first, because this is pull this one apart. That's one bit, isn't it? There's a bit above that. Up to that bit. Joe, I don't know how to do it for the money. That's good. Very good. That'll do fine. That'll do fine, that one. Let's have one in this one. Might start at the top on this. It got a bit thicker to the bottom, this one. Of course the blue thing wraps around it. So I've got to be careful here. How's that? I'm trying to mock it up. Now what I will do with this, when I get back to the office, is I want to. I haven't got a pen in here that would do the job. I want to put these in, some of these guy ropes in with a pen, which I think will make it a lot neater. So I'll do those later. You know, you've seen a pen being used before, haven't you? I don't think this pen's any good. Oh, see if it's any good. I don't think there's much ink left in it. There might be a touch of ink. Let's give it a try. I'll show you what I mean. Somebody says he entry, he's forgotten his shadows, he's forgotten his reflections. I haven't. I'm going to do them now. In the water. Let's do a few reflections, see how we go with that. So that will reflect down here, won't it? Okay. And the other one will reflect about here. I can get a brush and just put it across a bit too. I don't want it to be too neat and tidy, do we? So that, I don't want that white, totally white. I want that pinky colour to pick up this colour here, because it's still picking up that kind of stuff around there. That's that. And I'm going to, I'll say, pop some of these. I'll use a rule on this, because it's one coming down to that point there. Oh, that's worked, doesn't it? And you get one of these things across here, one of these straight things. I think we're a bit longer than that. It's not cheating, you know. It's just. It's doing it a lot easier than I can do it. And it makes you look, you know things nautical, which I don't. One down to the back of the boat here, like this. I'll not put too many in. There's others that just to slip in here and there. I'm saying with this one. This one's going to have 1 or 2 things in it, isn't it? But I'll just suggest them. These. I don't want to get bogged down with detail. That's a start. You'll not see much reflection in the water on them, but you've got the idea of how to do it that makes life easier. And life's about making things easier, isn't it? So well, what about 1 or 2 birds in there, just to round it up a little bit. 1 or 2 little ones in the distance there. See if I can slip 1 or 2 in there. There's a brush. That'll do it. That one should do it. There's some coming into. We're by the sea, so these are flattened M's, these are seagulls. Put a bit of body on. And we don't want an even number, there's 4 there, so that's no good. So I want a 5th one, let's have a 5th one up here, minding its own business. two more down here because I like this squadron formation. It looks quite good. Put that down here and two more and one down here. Oh yes, a few birds in here. I mean, I'd be tempted to put. Sometimes you'd see when you're around here. It's this is on the Broads. This, by the way, folks. And this is the Norfolk Broads. And sometimes you get what I call an interesting sight of a duck. A bit of a duck here like this, look. And it's also nice if you get this sort of thing. There's some ducklings behind it, see? Following its mum. She's off at a pace and they're trying to keep up with her. And of course you get this sort of thing, no? This like a wake. They're trying to travel in the wake of their mum. I think she couldn't care less. She's hoping that somebody on the ship's going to throw something. Still, it's better than having Fred on, isn't it? Oh, about another couple of chicks, yeah, that'd be nice. Okay, take the brush off me after this, please. That'll do. So we've got birds in the sky, ducks on the water, evening, looking for a good day tomorrow. And well, that's our evening on the Broads there, folks. I hope you liked it. If you did, give us a sort of a like and a subscribe, and I'll see you on number 67. So until then, folks, it's goodbye for now. Goodbye.